Brooklyn, it's cold outside. Keith, one-time Thurman. Danny, Swift Garcia. Philadelphia, Florida, Clearwater, Collide. Brooklyn Barclays Center is going down. We're going to take you inside, give you a closer look. We don't know what's going to happen. You know Angel Garcia is going to be in the building. Is he going to disrespect Keith Thurman? Is Keith Thurman going to get as loud as he's known to be? You better not duck us, son. TBV, hashtag TBV podcast. Let's go inside the Barclays Center. Walk with me. Come on.
How you doing? First of all, I want to thank God, because without God, we won't be here right now. Respecting Devala a whole lot. You know, he said a lot of things about the Barclays. Danny was the first man that fought here for Morales, the rematch. And I think Danny holds the record here. Not trying to disrespect Devala, but I think Danny holds it by 100 and some people, and then Cotto behind him. So Danny was the first, and when Al Heyman told me, Angel, can it be the Barclays at the time or Vegas? I said, hey, Al, don't take a genius to figure this out. New York City, baby. Too many people here. New York is overpopulated. I was like, well, it don't take a genius to figure this out, y'all. We don't got to be pinky in the brain on this one. New York City, man, we're going to kill this. So listen, it's been working out for the Barclays. I love this place. This place been great to Danny. I love Al, he's my man. I love him to death. But at the end of the day, March 4th, still undefeated champ of the world, Danny Swift Garcia. You know, I'll give Thurman a little bit of respect. You know, he's WBA champ. But he was made a champion. He became a champion. That's the difference between this. Because when Danny fought Candlehall, everybody was running from Candlehall, even Khan. They called him the man at 140, was knocking everybody out. I know that's a different division and everything. I understand all that. But you got to understand, when you get somewhere and you did it, when you get somewhere that somebody helped you get there. And at the end of the day, I'm going to put it to you this way. He is a good fighter. He's a great fighter. And at the end of the day, 2 white boys and a fucking hippie not beating us. God bless you. Salam alaikum. Stay tuned, don't forget, March 4th at the Barclays Center, new, undefeated champ.
I promise you that.
Thurman ain't fight nobody, you know that. He slapped. Listen, let me tell you a story, quick story, not telling the rough hand. When we was at the Vegas, they flew us out of California to make the commercial. He was hitting the speed bag. The producer came and told me, is he hitting it right? I said, I don't know, you gotta ask the trainer that one. I was like, dude, don't ask me that. Go ask Thurman and his trainer over there. He was hitting the speed bag, and they told me to go tell him to hit it right. And I'm like, dude, I'm not doing that. I said, he's like, you sure you're hitting it right? I said, I don't know, I guess. He ain't beating down, he's slapping.
Angel, just tell me when I'm up. Just tell me when I'm
Go now, brother. It's your time.
All right, thank you.
Hold on.
Thank you, Lou. I'm just going to make it real quick. We're here. We're going to be ready. We're focused on Danny Garcia. And this man right here, Keith Thurman, will be the victor that night. Thank you.
What up, Brooklyn? Yo, it's a pleasure to be here again. I must say that this is where it's at, man. I get the most love out here since the first time I ever fought here. It's the fans of New York that made me feel like I made it. So I want to thank all the fans that keep coming out and supporting these shows. This fight March 4th, man. Danny Garcia, undefeated champion. Keith one-time Thurman, undefeated champion. You know, 2 of the best welterweights going toe-to-toe. Someone's O's got to go. I mean, I'm truly looking forward to this fight. I asked for this fight. I asked for the Porter fight. I'm just blessed to finally get the fights that I've been asking for. And man, me and my team, we're looking forward to it. We're having a great camp right now. I'm loving the weather in Florida. You know, I'm here in the cold for a little bit, but luckily I get to go back to the Sunshine State. But I'm telling you guys, man, this fight you don't want to miss. I mean, there's just too much action. There's too much on the line, man. I remember this kid from the amateurs. I know that they remember me too, you know, and You know, I applaud him for everything that he's accomplished in his career. But most of his accomplishments were at 140, not 147. And that's why he's stepping up trying to make a statement March 4th. The only problem is he signed the wrong contract. Your boy Keith one-time Thurman got this. One time, all the time, KOs for life. I got 2 12-round fights in the Barclays. Third time's a charm. Danny Garcia, you're getting knocked out.
Man, come on, ponytail. Hey, ponytail.
Look, this is the third. This is the third father. This is the third father I got to deal with.
Ponytail, you
the third daddy, right?
You lost, ponytail.
So, all right.
The old
right.
ponytail.
So this boy right here, right? This
you
dude,
lost, ponytail.
You're gonna talk shit, right?
Talk
the same
shit,
way,
bitch.
the same way that you used to wipe the shit off of Danny's ass when he was a child, right? When he was a little baby, you used to handle his shit, right? You used to handle his shit when he was in diapers, right? And now you're trying to handle his shit now.
I'm the fucking
you ain't
champ.
nothing but a loudmouth chump.
That's what I'm saying.
Boy, keep on time.
Like a dog.
Get your tickets now. Come through. Be here March 4th.
Cause you know what,
Watch me
nigga?
shut
Like
this
they
dude
say,
up,
nigga.
man.
Bitch ass
Don't put his
nigga.
son to sleep.
You in the East Coast now, bitch.
Let's see how he talks when his son is laying down on the blue mat.
My son
We'll see
gonna
how
fuck you up. He gonna fuck you up.
He gonna try, bro. I know that. He gonna try, bro. I know he gonna try, bro.
My nigga.
I know he gonna try,
He
bro.
gonna listen. You getting a pay?
I know he gonna try,
Don't turn
bro.
the fucking mic off.
But this is the time he's gonna
Turn the
fail.
fucking mic off.
This is the time he's gonna fail.
Listen, young
This
fella.
is the fight that you ain't supposed to be.
Let me tell you
fucking
something, young.
with, man. This
Let me
ain't the
tell you
one that you
something,
supposed
bitch
to
ass
mess with.
nigga. Listen, bitch.
Okay.
You getting fucked up. Fuck, nigga. What the
Like I
fuck
said,
you
you trying to handle his shit. You trying to handle his shit. He a grown man.
That's right.
You ain't in the ring. You ain't in the ring.
I'm a dog.
Yap, 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 yap. Yap, 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 yap. Yap, 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 yap.
All your hype men, right? That's why I showed up in this motherfucking city, right? That's why I show up in this city by my goddamn.
You ain't doing shit. Fuck that pussy. Pussy ain't Porter, nigga. The champ of the world, bitch.
Easier than Porter, son.
You're the champ of the world, bitch. This is the real champ.
Remember all that,
That's right. You gonna eat all that shit.
remember all the love and the respect and the family shit? When we did Thurman and Porter, remember all that? Well, none of that here.
Ain't no love for a living. This fucking brutal shit. This the shit kick your ass and kill you in the ring. That's the shit. This shit ain't love and lovey shit.
We know that. We got that. We got that. Like I was saying, there's no friend factor in this fight right here. And
boxing need a voice of me.
there's a lot at stake, and there's a lot of passion on. There's a lot of passion on this.
All them channels be talking shit about the American fighter. That's the only respect I'm gonna give because you're an American like that. But we gotta love our fucking American fighters. All these motherfucking immigrants come from another country, bullshit our fucking fighters. That's the only respect I'm gonna give because he's an American, like Danny is. God bless America. Where Donald Trump at? Come get him. I wanna see Trump. Trump, where are you? Make America great again.
Angel, can I call up your son? Can I bring your son up now? All right.
Stop while I'm grown, man.
All right.
Stop 3 years old. Tell me to stop. You stop.
I got this. We got this. We got this.
Get paid for the go over there. Tell me to stop growing up.
Danny Garcia is the epitome of the Philadelphia fighter. So it's my pleasure to bring up
Champ of the world, Danny
the
Garcia.
WBC welterweight champion of the world, Danny Garcia.
March 4th. Not the ring, because Oscar the Hoya not gonna give us that shit.
First of all, I want to thank God.
Best trainer in the world, Mr. Angel Garcia. Give it up.
I want to thank Angel Garcia.
Champ of the world. Fucking champ. This shit, God gave us this shit. This shit wasn't made.
Get him, boy.
Get him. He fought for this shit.
Get him, boy.
He fought for this shit. Respect him. Fucking champ of the world.
Drops the mic.
God, it was the bullshit. Cherries ain't shit. He is a fucking cherry.
I want to thank CBS.
Bullshit.
I want to thank Al Heyman. You know, I want to thank all the fans of Brooklyn. This will be my 6th fight at the Barclays Center. You know, I'm already in shape. I've been in the gym. You know, I'm active. I feel good. You know, no injuries, running every day, training every day, sparring every day. I feel great, man. Come March 4th, I'm gonna be the unified champion again. Like I said before, this ain't nothing new to me. I've been in unification fights before. I've been the underdog. I've been the A side, been the B side. I done did it all. At the end of the day, come March 4th, me and my father, Crazy Angel, we're gonna come up with a great game plan, and we're gonna get the victory, and my hand will be raised at the end of the night. Thank you.
God bless America.
There's not enough room up here. Everybody stay where you are. Can we have you look to the TVs in the back, please? TVs in the back, please. TVs in the back. TVs in the back. TVs in the back. All the way to the back.
Shit intense.
All right. Right here. Right here. Right here.
Give him a mic.
Danny, down here. Down here. Down here, please. Down here. Right here.
Hands down.
Over here to the left. Right, follow me. Right here, please. Right here, please.
You're gonna smoke this dude.
All right, and one more over to the right. That way. Danny over there. That way. To your left.
You need a mic over there.
Head over here.
Right. Can you hold the Barclays block, please? There we go. Thank you, Danny. Hold up the glove for me, please. Sit down, please. Everybody sit down. And your camera, too. You can't. The shooters in the back can't get it.
Brooklyn, we're back with Polly, Magic Man Malinaji, New York's own. We're here at Brooklyn Barclays Center to talk about, obviously, Keith one-time Thurman versus Danny Garcia. You know both men very well. I don't want to know who you're picking because it's always hard for analysts to break it down. Plus, you're probably going to be calling this one live. But what does one-time do well?
I think one time obviously has the punching power, but he also has the athleticism. He makes it work for him. You know, one time's a pretty underrated boxer because people, you know, he has that nickname one time, and he gets these highlight reel knockouts, and people start to think, oh, you know, they start to think about the power and they start to think about the knockouts and whatnot. But you know, you also got to realize, you know, one time is a good jab. He's a solid boxer, an athletic boxer with good footwork, and we saw that in certain other fights. You know, we've seen that when he starts to kind of sit back and box, like in the Leonard Bundu fight, or even in moments in the Guerrero fight. You know, where he can get on his bike and box behind a jab and win rounds that way, you know. But then, of course, he's got that power. You know, he's one time for a reason. But I think sometimes people forget that he's actually the entire package.
And what does Danny Swift Garcia do well? I mean, outside of having a granite chin, what could fight fans expect from him on fight night?
Danny's one of the most mentally strong fighters you're gonna see. You know, he's emotionless. You'll see him inside the ring, and he never changes his facial expression. I mean, even when things are very uncomfortable, his facial expression remains the same. So you can't get a read on him in there. But he's also got not only a great chin, but he's mentally strong because of that. Because of the fact that, you know, he knows how to keep his emotions in check, regardless of how the fight is going. I feel like Danny's the ticket to Danny winning is always his fundamental style. He's got solid fundamentals. He's very well schooled, well taught, and he's got a great sense of timing because you put together the fundamentals with timing. And a lot of times it will overcome the lack of the deficiency you might have in athleticism or speed, you know, and we've seen him do that to guys like Amir Khan or even Lucas Matisse, you know, where Amir Khan was so much faster than him, but the timing was able to catch Amir, you know, the timing on the shot was able to catch Amir. You know, Danny has a very good quality. He has the balls to stay in there and punch with you, you know what I'm saying, and really time the shots gracefully in that way. You know, he got Eric Morales in the knockout the same way, where he's actually sits in the pot. He sees, it's very difficult to see a guy attacking you with his full offense and you step in instead of step out. You know what I'm saying? Danny actually steps in and punches with you as he sees you loading up big shots. It's easier said than done. I don't think people realize the difficulty that is, because your instinct when you see a guy loading up is to duck, slip, move, step back, whatever it is. It's never to step in. You know what I mean? So that's one of Danny's best qualities, his ability to have that timing and have the wherewithal to step in as you're stepping in and punch with you. And he did it to Amir Khan. He did it to Eric Morales. And he's done it in different spots at other fights earlier in his career as well. And that makes him very difficult. You know, I feel like a lot of feints will put that out of position because he's trying to punch with you. And we saw Mauricio Herrera do that. You know, Mauricio Herrera was able to use a lot of feints to kind of get Danny off balance and have some success. But Keith has the ability to box very well. I feel like it's going to be a good style clash. You know what I mean? Because I think what one guy may be lacking, the other guy may be able to overcome, and whatever the other guy may be lacking, the other guy may be able to overcome. So I think it's stylistically, it's a competitive fight.
He just pumped me up. I'm feeling goosebumps right now. I'm so excited. Now, listen, obviously there's a phrase synonymous in boxing. It's like a fighter fights to the level of his opposition. With Danny, it seems to be that way. Like you mentioned some of those fights where he's been an obvious underdog. Would March 4th be that time? Because he's 2-1 or 2.5-1 on this one.
I think if we learn anything, it's that about Danny Garcia's career, it's that they're not to write him off. I think you find yourself looking at the Amir Khan fight going into it. You find yourself looking at the Lucas Matisse fight going into it, and a lot of people found themselves really picking against him and having a very hard time figuring out a way that he would win the fight. So I think you'd be very hard pressed to pick against Danny Garcia again. It's hard to say you don't make Keith Thurman the favorite. I mean, I don't see how you don't make Keith Thurman the favorite. This is his natural weight class. He's got the power advantage, even though Danny is pretty good at welterweight. He's got the speed advantage. But again, like I've said before, one thing we've learned about Danny Garcia is you can't just write him off that way.
Now, these two guys have been blessed with being the inaugural something, whether it's Fox, NBC, ESPN. Now it's rumored, I think it's probably solidified, Espinosa's back there, you should know better than us, that it's going to be on CBS. Give us your prediction on the amount of people that tune in for this one on free television.
I feel like it's going to get a really big base of viewers because Danny has a big name. Even he's starting to cross over a little bit. Keith is starting to cross over a little bit. He's been on national TV before. As a matter of fact, Keith was on CBS for the June fight with Porter. So I feel like this has potential to do some great ratings, and hopefully the fight lives up to it, which I expect it to.
The winner, is he a solidified superstar?
I think so. I'd love to see the winner continue to take on the best in the weight class that the weight class has to offer, but I think so. The fights like this make you a superstar, and so I believe so.
Now, PBC's model has been no pay-per-view. Can a fighter be a pay-per-view? Can he be a star without being a pay-per-view star?
I feel like people would rather not pay for it than pay for it, right? So, I think your stardom comes to just how many people can watch you. If you continue to get the big views, you continue to get thrown in people's living rooms, I don't see how you don't become a star. I mean, the NFL's not pay-per-view, right? I mean, those guys are stars. The NBA's not pay-per-view, right? Those guys are stars. I mean, I feel like your ability to get into people's living rooms makes you a star, so free TV is better.
Honest to God, this is my last one. I swear to God, I have to ask you. Canelo Chavez, it's official. I mean, how good of a fight is that?
I think it can be exciting. I don't know what it does for either guy as far as winning the fight. I don't think it changes anything. I think Canelo probably wins the fight, and everybody's still going to be asking him about if he's fighting Golovkin or not. So I don't think it changes absolutely anything. But I think it's a fight that makes some money, and because it makes money, you have to make the fight, right? So I can't knock everybody involved with doing the fight. I mean, it'd be hypocritical of me to say, I wouldn't make that fight if I was involved with the two parties. I mean, everybody makes money. If it makes dollars and cents, you got to make the fight. But at day's end, I'd like to see a little bit more from Chavez than we've seen, and you hope to see that.
Is there any way that Canelo gets back down? Is there any way that Canelo gets back down to 54 after this, or once he goes and does this fight, he's stuck up there?
Nah, I feel he was getting too big 54 anyway. He looked like a pretty big guy when I've sat ringside at his fights. So I would really be hard pressed to think could even make 54 anymore.
All right, there you have it. Magic Man Malinaji, the podcast from Brooklyn to the world.
Brooklyn to the world on Showtime Boxing. Check us out on Play.it and iTunes.
All right, thank you. Oh, don't forget, we're going to be here March 3rd. Go to theboxingvoice.com/the reunion. We're going to have our 3rd annual TBV Appreciation Night. You never know who you might see. Paulie owes us one. He was supposed to be there in Vegas with Deontay. We might get him here in New York. This is hometown. Boxing Voice, we're live here in Brooklyn Barclays Center with the one and only trainer, Eric Kelly. Talk to us a little bit about this explosive fight, Keith one-time Thurman versus Danny Swift Garcia, taking place here March 4th.
I look at it like this. I think both of them are good boxers. Both of them are good punchers. Both of them are good fighters. Like stand there flat-footed, take it to you. I think that neither of them are natural boxers, but they can get on their feet a little bit. Danny is not as big as Keith Thurman is. Keith is bigger than Danny. Keith has good power, and Keith, if I had to say who was the better boxer puncher, I would say Keith is. You know what I mean? I think both of them have been in there with good opposition. But on the flip side, Danny Garcia is a person that Like he rises to the occasion. We've seen Pete, not Pete rather, but we've seen Keith Thurman get in there and put on pink a couple times. When he fought Luis Collazo touched him downstairs, and he folded up like a beach chair. When Sean Porter touched him downstairs, he folded up again. If Danny Garcia touched him downstairs with that, bringing a hook to the body, back to the head, will he fold up again? Will Danny bring his power from 140 all the way up to 47? Because Keith is a big 47. You know what I mean? Will Danny Garcia bring that 140 power to 47? That remains to be seen. But I'm going for Danny Garcia to do his thing in this fight. I want to see Danny win that fight because I think that Danny, like I said, he rises to the occasion. And we done seen Keith Thurman put on pink a couple times in there where he get caught and he get hurt, and then he shows it. Danny don't show it. Danny a poker face guy. You've seen Danny use his legs in box. You know what I mean? You've seen Danny rise.
I gotta cut him off. I gotta defend Keith because Keith has taken these shots. He's shown some, I guess, pain, expression, but that doesn't mean that he hasn't gone down. He took the body shot. He didn't fall. Why does everyone discredit Keith for taking a body shot, Lou? He took it. He didn't drop with Collazo.
He took it, but at the same time, his elbows touched his knees when he took it. He put on pink.
By the way, that was also almost a perfectly thrown body shot.
Perfectly thrown body shot every time because Luis Collazo did it and Sean Porter did it a couple times and Robert Guerrero did it. So it's not every time it's a perfectly thrown body shot. Everybody ain't perfect.
He thinks the bread basket is soft.
The bread basket is softer than baby shit.
I disagree, actually. So when's anyone ever been able to beat him using it?
Nobody.
Where's this? This guy's been in there with a lot of people that are capable people, right? So like nobody could. Why didn't Porter ever sustain enough body attack?
Now look at the caliber. Now look at the caliber of fighter that Keith Thurman is fighting. Look at the caliber of fighter. You can't put you and Sean Porter's a great fighter, I love him, but you can't put him under the same title as Danny Garcia because he ain't did what Danny Garcia did.
This is where you know it's a great fight. Where we get people like Eric and I up here like having this kind of discussion.
Debating, I know.
Right?
He like Porter ain't done what Danny Garcia done. And Porter ain't done it against the people Danny Garcia. Like you gotta think about what happened when Lucas Matisse tried to put his foot, and he did put his foot up Danny gas a little bit. He touched him with the right hand a few times. Danny ain't go nowhere. Some people rise to the occasion. That's what make a great fighter, and that's why I'm going with Danny Garcia. My issue with Danny is he too small? Because Big P, Keith is a big 47.
Very big 47.
Even went to 54 for Quintana, one of your fighters.
Probably unquestionably the strongest guy Danny's ever been in ring with.
Easily, by far, stronger than Matisse. Well, and that brings danger. But will he be able to get March 4th? Get your tickets now.
Hashtag get your tickets now. Hashtag Thurman Garcia. Hashtag Garcia Thurman. Hashtag Barclays Center.
Hashtag DB1.
Showtime Boxing on CBS.
Hashtag DB1 bringing us the best fights in Brooklyn since this building has opened up.
Hashtag get your Eric. Yeah. Hashtag get your Eric Kelly on.
All right. It's going down, ladies and gentlemen. Brooklyn Barclays Center. Keith one-time Thurman. Danny Garcia. Live. The face-off is here. Excuse me, ma'am. We are live in front of the green-eyed monster. We got Keith Thurman one time all the way from Florida, showing that Florida tan. It's going down. Get your tickets here. Live March 4th, TBV Appreciation Night. March 3rd, boxingvoice.com/reunion for your tickets. Check out those videos. Wilder was at the last one. Danny might be at this one. Thurman, you just never know. TBV is in the building. Brooklyn, boxing, Philadelphia, Florida, collide. Clearwater, the city of brotherly love. Only one welterweight will be the champion. Someone's O's got to go.
So basically, this is the painting I made for the Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman fight. Took me about 3 weeks to a month to do it. I decided to put both belts up since it's going to be a unification bout. You guys can check out all my photos on Instagram under Tony Nassa. And at the end of the fight, the winner gets a painting. So we'll see who's going to get it.
Brooklyn Barclays Center, the one and only trainer of the year, Angel Garcia. 2017 unification going down, WBC, WBA. Who's the champ?
Danny Swift Garcia, you know that.
What does Danny do right?
He do everything right. He listens, the most important thing.
What does Keith Thurman do right?
I don't know. I don't train him.
You watch him.
I don't watch him. I watch commercials.
He's your opponent.
Yeah, but I don't watch him, big brother. That's my job, big brother. That's not my job to be watching. If I watch him, I'm watching the wrong guy. I got to watch all the things Danny do. All the good things and all the good things and bad things. I can't worry about Thurman. If I worry about Thurman, I'm worrying about the wrong guy.
So
then I need to quit.
So how do we exploit those holes that Thurman has?
One right at a time. He has a lot of holes. He has a lot of holes. And we're going to find out March 4th. Stay tuned.
Talk to me about that ponytail, though.
No, yeah, we got to cut that shit off, big brother. Hey, listen, everybody has their own taste in life. I understand all that. I'm not trying to bash them like that, but come on, man.
So you say
the old ponytail? Come on, man.
You say he was
that.
made a champion. Why? Because
Mayweather
vacated that title?
No, not that. I'm not saying that because Floyd walked, but Danny walked from 40. He walked away from 42. Meaning is this, you got to look at the career-wise. Who Danny fought, who he fought. The man's, he's a good fighter, but Danny's a better fighter. You got to look at that, big brother. You got to look at the resume. It's like you have a job. He probably got a better resume than you, or he does, or you got a better resume than both of them. You got to look at that because this is a job at the end of the day.
After this win, should Angel Garcia be trainer of the year without a doubt?
You know what, big brother? I don't even want it. It don't matter to me, bro. You know why? Because as long as my family love me and the fans love me and the people that hate me, I'm happy.
All right, well, there you have it. Live at the Barclays Center. March 4th is going down. There could only be one. Who's those got to go?
Thurman's a ponytail. Hey, ponytail, you fight him, you lost.
All right. Live from Brooklyn Barclays Center, Steven Espinoza puts together the best fight thus far for 2017. Talk to us about putting this on CBS.
Well, it's one of those fights that, we think represents the sport really well. When you have a fight this good and we're trying to grow the sport, expand the sport, and maybe get some new fans, this is the fight that we want people to watch in order to become fans. This is the one event that's on the calendar. You say, okay, if you're not sure if you're a boxing fan, watch this. This is what you should use to decide. And that's why we want to put this fight on the broadest exposure possible.
When you woke up this morning, did you expect the fireworks that we got today? I mean, knowing Angel Garcia was going to be at the press conference, one could only hope it would have gotten as exciting as it did.
Well, the only real surprise was that Angel didn't speak for longer because this was relatively brief. It was sort of short and powerful from Angel. Usually it's a little bit longer, a little bit more, balanced out. This was real quick hitting, so that was a surprise.
Now, Dan Birmingham, the trainer of Keith Thurman, says that that's nervous energy, that they need to lash out because they know what's going to happen March 4th. How do you take that? I mean, because we, the boxing fans, we've seen Angel act this way time and time again.
There's, Angel and Danny have a unique relationship. And I don't think I've seen any other trainer and boxer have a similar relationship. So it works for them. Danny's, a little bit of the understated, more quiet guy, and Angel takes, a lot of the heat and a lot of the attention, and they've worked it out that works for them. Not sure it'd work for a whole lot of other people, but so far so good for Danny and Angel.
There were a few, holdups in announcing this one. Are we on target to still have this one as a sellout with these two names? They've both broken records here at the Barclays, even though the announcement came later than we expect. You expecting a sellout crowd here?
I am. Given the track record of each of these guys fighting here, and the fact that Keith did phenomenal viewership and phenomenal ticket sales, in here in June, and this is a top of the top, best against the best type of fight. I do think there's plenty of time to buy tickets.
This one's on CBS, network television. For boxing, it's been synonymous for us to assume that a pay-per-view star is a boxing star. How do we turn Keith or Danny into that without a pay-per-view model?
Well, you see, right now, I think the problem with the pay-per-view market is not a problem with the sport or anything like the Mayweather-Pacquiao hangover. What we have, quite honestly, in my opinion, is a lot of pay-per-views that don't deserve to be pay-per-views. Not saying they're not good fights. They're high-quality fights, but that doesn't equate with pay-per-view. Pay-per-view comes from audience demand. And, how do you build audience demand? Candidly, it's generally not through exclusively pay TV. It's getting out in front of people. It's reaching the most people possible on the broadest stage. It's at that point when there's a huge mass of people who are demanding to see a certain fight. That's when pay-per-view makes sense. We can't just put a fight that's a credible championship fight and say, well, because this is a good fight, it belongs on pay-per-view. No, a pay-per-view fight is, one that is not just a credible fight, but one that's highly in demand.
Last question. What do we do to promote this one outside of the normal box of boxing so that more people can see this? Like, this is the type of fight you want casuals to bump into.
Right. It's key. I think we got to stick it in places that it wouldn't normally be. Whether that's how we marketed it, where we do viral videos, through your help, how we advertise it. This is something we're going to try to inject into places that wouldn't normally be talking about this. That includes, the New York City area. I think it is, this is not really a fight. This is an event. It's a spectacle. It is, like a Mayweather fight. It is something that people are going to be talking about that is not to be missed. So I think, that's how you get casuals in. You talk about, the size of the event, the spectacle event, the stature, the fact that this is going to be a memorable night that everyone will be talking about Monday morning at work.
There you have it, live from Brooklyn Barclays Center with a candidate for Executive Sports Guy of the Year for sure, putting together fights like, Frampton Santa Cruz rematch, now Thurman Garcia. You're lining, and I'm hearing whispers of a Wilder Joshua April May. Wilder Joseph Parker April May.
It wouldn't surprise me. I think that's a very credible fight. We know Joshua, has got a big fight in April with Klitschko, and Wilder, needs to fight around the same time if they're going to stay on the same track. So it would make sense.
All right, there you have it. Live at the Barclays Center, behind the scenes with Team DSG. Got the brother, family members, everybody's in here. So we want to know, what does Danny do well? I know you're going to be picking him, so we want to take your bias out. Just tell us, what does he do well?
He got incredible timing. Incredible timing.
So you think the timing is going to be the answer in this fight?
It's going to be a little bit of everything, you know what I mean? Adjustments always got to get made, but, at the end of the day, we're going to hit him hard with timing, you know what I mean? That's it.
What does Thurman do well?
I don't know, man. Like, he hasn't really impressed me ever, but, that's all I got to say about this.
Really? All right. Well, Matt, you've seen him in the corner before. He's always in the corner. We're going to go on to the next. Come on, DSG. Let's go. I want to know, what does Danny do well?
Knock faggots out like Keith Thurman.
Okay, what does Keith do well?
Talk shit and fight nobodies.
So Thurman Porter's a nobody to you?
That's the only guy he fought. The only real guy. That's one guy, but the media's hyping him up to be this killer. Danny got a resume. Keith got a made-up resume. As a matter of fact, how you get that belt?
Vacant.
Exactly.
He got elevated.
Exactly. He didn't earn it.
Mayweather had the real one.
Yeah. That's like a fake belt he got right there. Like them Timbs he got on right now.
So he got fake Timbs on?
Canal Street Timbs. Nah. Yeah, he do.
Nah. Brooklyn Barclays Center, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with Peter Cards, very synonymous with boxing. We got to get your take, man. You know both these guys very well. First things first, what does Keith one-time Thurman do well, in your opinion?
I think he's able to switch boxing and punching and kind of make them go together, where you see a guy who's like, they say, like Triple G says, a Mexican-style guy. I think Keith can do both and do it at the same time, where he might come at you like he's going to take your head off for a minute out of the round and then box the next 2 minutes if he feels like he's not comfortable with what's going on. So I think both guys have these attributes that it makes for a great fight. Danny's got one of the best chins you've ever seen, great left hook. I think the edge would have to go to Keith as far as, because he is like an onion, just couple more layers to the onion. But Danny always finds a way to do it. So
I know. Is it strange for him to be an underdog? I mean, in all his big fights, he's been the underdog and found a way out of it. But Keith is a different puzzle. Like you said, an onion, very great analogy. Can Danny peel back those layers? They say that one of those layers are vulnerable to the body. Do you believe that? Because I kind of lean the other way. I mean, Collazo hit him. He didn't go down. People were mad that he didn't go down.
yeah, I think everybody looks at that and says, "Oh, that's the weakness. You got to go to his body." I think anyone that got hit with that shot would have went down. So the fact that he didn't go down shows you Keith as how much character he has, how hard he trains. Because you see guys get hit with body shots and they just it's the way it is. It's part of boxing. It's like it's not lucky, but it's like you land one good one and it could end the fight. So the fact that he was able to compose himself, it's very hard. It's very hard. These guys are both great. Like you said, Danny's been the underdog almost every big fight he's had, and he always gives you what he needs to do and then some, and comes out on top. I do think Keith is a little different though.
Brooklyn Barclays Center, March 4th. Is it a sellout? I mean, Danny holds the record with somewhere around 13,300. Keith and Thurman were here, 8,000, I believe. Together, can these two names sell this place out?
I think every big champion in the course of boxing history always needed a dance partner, and I think these two are perfect dance partners for each other, and I think it'll sell out, yeah.
Last question before I let you go. Is it disrespectful to be bringing up Earl Spence today? Should we just let these two champions who decided to face each other have their fight, wait till after the fight to bring up that dark horse in the division, or should Earl be mentioned today?
I don't think he's like a giant elephant in every room. But yeah, this is their day. Let them build up to a great fight and sell it that way. But Errol's always there, and I'm thinking even further than that. I think the winner of this should fight Kell Brook.
Good fight. Well, we're live here at Brooklyn Barclays Center. Peter Cards, from Brooklyn to the world.
Showtime Championship Boxing Podcast.
Let them know. Thank you, ladies. With Dan Birmingham, he just said yes. So Team DSG, I hope you're hearing. He allowed us in the gym. You guys got to give us some inside info. We're going in the gym. We're going to take you a step closer to this fight. Dan Birmingham, the trainer. Talk to us. I mean, Angel's a little animated. You're more of a cerebral guy. What do you have in store for us March 4th?
A victory March 4th. I see Angel's point. I mean, this is his son. This is his son, and you're very passionate about your kids. But this is a game about keeping your cool at all times, in the ring, out of the ring. So that's what we try to do. We try to keep our cool. When the bell rings, it's going to be a different story.
How much of Angel's demeanor influences Danny's, I guess, fight night demeanor?
I don't think it'll affect him at all. I mean, he's been around his dad his whole life, so it's just another day for them, So in that regard, I think Danny's going to be Danny.
There seems to be some real animosity. I mean, you speak amongst Danny's camp, and they feel like Keith isn't a real champ. He's been elevated. That title belonged to Floyd's. Real fight fans, believe Keith has earned not only this shot but his place in the welterweight division, especially with the win over Porter. But do you even see it the way that they see it at all? Do they have any bit of, truth to what they're saying?
No, I don't think so. Whenever people get real passionate, they're insecure. So he's speaking out of insecurity. We're laid back. We're confident. We're ready to fight. And March 4th, you're going to see Keith Thurman as the new champ.
Now, there's been a lot of reference of the amateurs and how Danny was a declarated amateur and Thurman was always just there. In Danny's opinion, this is his story. What is your, version of the story? How well of an amateur was Keith Thurman? What exactly did he accomplish in the amateur? Because Danny goes around saying he was never number one in the amateurs.
That's not true. Ben Getty took him to 7 national titles. 7. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 7. So he's a very highly decorated amateur. And sure, he lost in the finals, to the Olympic box-off champion Andrade, who's actually bigger than Keith. Now he's campaigning at 154. Had they been the same size, I think Keith would have prevailed. But everything happens for a reason. Keith is here now, and we're ready.
Now, Danny's an underdog in this fight, but he's been here before with Khan, Morales, Matisse. What are the differences, or some of the differences, obviously, between those fights and this one?
Well, first of all, I don't think he's an underdog.
Oh, and the betting line, you guys are a 2.5 to 1.
I understand that, but I'm talking about fighter to fighter. They're both champions. They got here through their accomplishments, and the best man will win Saturday night.
All right, well, there you have it. Dan Birmingham gave us the key to the gym. We're coming. We'll be live in Florida, St. Petersburg Gym, bringing you a closer look into Keith one-time Thurman and this wonderful unification matchup. Dan, thank you so much. Wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much. All right. Oh, my God, people. Look at what we got behind the scenes. Mama Garcia herself, and she has a message for Keith one-time Thurman.
My message is that he's going to get his ass whooped like always. That's my message. And stay tuned to watch it, because I'm going to guarantee you that one, okay?
What is it about Danny that you think is going to give him the win in this fight? What does he do so well that you're sure he's going to prevail?
I'm sure, because I know what my son is capable of. I know that, he got all the skills. He's been doing it all his life, since he was 8 years old. Believe me, I can't sit here and explain to you how it's going to happen, but I can guarantee you that Danny's going to knock him the fuck out and put him to sleep.
Now, Danny, Angel has always said that this was a gift from God, that he envisioned this. Has he ever shared those dreams with you, that he's seen Danny becoming a champion one day?
Yes. When Danny was probably 9 years old, we used to watch. We always been watch boxing in general. So yes, he did share when he was 9 years old. Mm-hmm.
Well, there you have it. We got a pic straight from Danny's mom. See you guys at the fights March 4th. Get your tickets now. BoxingVoice.com, Brooklyn, we're back. It's almost impossible to get with this man. You're like the man of the hour. Talk to us. You came all the way to New York City, Brooklyn, by yourself. Danny came with an entourage. You're out here alone. Talk to us about, I guess, intimidation. Did he try to intimidate you, or did you make a statement by coming all the way from Florida alone?
I think, he's just trying to follow a little bit and he's trying to just have his own crew, man. He's been champion for a long time. He's been at the top for a long time. He's got a great following, man. And he's got a little posse, man. Run DMC, my crew run, your crew run. You know what I'm saying? But me, at the end of the day, you don't bring your crew into the ring. It's you. It's what you got to offer at the table. What kind of warrior, what kind of champion are you? So I'm looking forward to seeing Danny Garcia, F his crew. I'm looking forward to seeing Danny Garcia March 4th.
Now, Danny and his crew obviously make a lot of claim to what you may or may not have done to become a champion. They feel because Mayweather vacated that somehow you're a paper champion.
Yeah, that's true to a degree. I don't mind speaking the truth, but it's also true because to become a champion, I was supposed to face Mayweather, and Mayweather never wanted to face me. He never wanted to talk about facing me, and, that's not my fault. So I've defended this title on many occasions. I know that I'm a true champion, and, March 4th, if Danny Garcia is the first champion that I face, then so be it. I faced many undefeated fighters, and I've always been victorious over them, and nothing's going to change.
Now, Danny's been an underdog before with Matisse, Morales, Amir Khan. What are the differences in between those fighters and this fight with you? Obviously, now you're a 2.5 favorite over Danny Garcia.
He's never faced a real welterweight, and he's faced a boxer. He's faced a puncher. He's never faced a boxer-puncher. March 4th is going to be something brand new for Danny Garcia. I'm looking forward to put on the performance for myself, for my career, and for the fans.
Keith, March 4th, sometimes or one time, do we get that knockout we've been waiting for so long from you?
Hey, just don't blink, baby.
All right. Brooklyn, Barclays Center, it went down. Didn't I tell you it was going to be explosive? Didn't I tell you Angel and Keith had to go at each other? You already know. One-time Keith Thurman, WBA. Danny Swift Garcia, WBC. Somebody's O's got to go. We got the privilege to go to both Keith and Danny's camp. We're going to be bringing you exclusive. Patreon, you already know. Support us. Everybody's getting quality over quantity. March 3rd, TBV Appreciation Night. www.theboxingvoice.com/the reunion. Get your tickets. You already know it's going down March 4th. We're here. Barclays Center. Casual got his ticket. Alex gonna be there. Adam TBV. We all here. Matt's coming from California. JP from Long Beach. The callers will be here. We giving out awards. Fighters gonna be there. Last one was in Vegas. We had Deontay Wilder, Peter Quill, and Caleb Truax. Who's gonna be here this time? Never know. www.boxingvoice.com/reunion for your tickets. Later.